Okay, we're going to look at a trigonometry question. This is paper 2 sampler we're doing in a Saturday workshop. Let's just take a look at the first one. Now, they want us to consider two functions. F of x equals the sine of 2x, and g of x, another function, 1/2 cosine x. And they want us to solve this equation in between minus 180 degrees and 180 degrees. Solve for this equation if f of x equals g of x. In other words, they want to find out where these two functions equal each other. If it was a graph, we'd be interested in where they intersect. But we're just going to do some algebra to start off with. Well, the sine of 2x, your formula sheet tells you something, that the sine of twice an angle is 2 times the sine of x times the cos of x. Now, if you want to solve something like this, you have to subtract the half cos x from both sides, make it equal 0. Now, fractions aren't so great. You actually want to get rid of them. If I multiply both sides, everything by 2, I'm going to get 4 cosine x, 4 sine cos x, because I multiply that by 2, a half multiplied by 2. Hey, that looks a little better. Now, we're going to solve this equation, and it's going to be nice because you see that cos x that's common to both? I can bring it out, I can factor it out and put a bracket, and that's the big thing. Now I have cosine x times 4 sine x minus 1 equals 0. Well, that's perfect, because if cos x equals 0, this must be true. Or if 4 sine x minus 1 equals 0, that's what we're solving for. Either of these things equal to 0. Well, cos x equals 0, that's pretty fine. But 4 sine x minus 1 equals 0, we'd add 1, divide by 4. Now we're looking for these situations. Well, you can ask your calculator, hey, calculator, what goes with 0 degrees? Shift cosine of 0, and it tells you it's 90 degrees. Now, you have to know that at 90 degrees, that all the way around 180 at 270 degrees, any multiple of 180 degrees from 90, it'll keep coming back to equaling 0. There's other ways of expressing this, but this is the shorthand best way of showing all the places where the cosine of x will equal 0. 90 degrees is one answer, and there's many more. Any multiple of 180, and k is an integer. Now, sine x equals a quarter. All we do is ask our calculators, hey, what angle fits with a quarter? And we get an answer. Shift sine of a quarter. It's 14 point, all this stuff, 448. But you have to know with sine, if you have one answer, then 180 minus that answer is another answer. And you have to know that it repeats itself every 360 degrees. So you write plus k times 360, k is an element of z. I'm showing you the general solutions. I didn't actually ask for that, but it'll help you understand how I get these answers here. Now, what answers would make it true? Well, I've got some boundaries here. It's got to be between minus 180 and plus 180. Well, if I subtract 180 from 90, I get minus 90. That fits in there. If I subtract 2 times 180, that'll be too negative. It won't work. Now, if I put 90, just 0 in there, I get 90 degrees. Hey, that's one of the solutions. So minus 90 and 90 are two of the solutions that work. If I add 180, it gets too big to 90. It goes outside the range they're talking about. Okay, for the sine answers, 14.4a, if k is 0, that's an answer. And here's this other one, 165.52 will give me the same 1/4 answer. So it's a solution as well. Now, if I add or subtract 360, I'll go outside. Those are the other solutions. So these 4 angles are the solution to to where these functions equal each other. On a graph, it's where they intersect. And that's what we're going to look at in the next video. Okay.